Shop PCs right now at Lenovo.com during their back-to-school sale, where students can save more when they sign up for a Lenovo education account. Free shipping, easy returns, flexible financing. That's Lenovo.com.
Lenovo.
Rose Cuts Old Euros. If you're searching for something with soul, something truly different, you'll find it here. Hi, I'm Sean Dunn from J.R. Dunn Jewelers, and we're passionate about rare and remarkable diamonds. Right now, we've got an incredible selection available for you to see for yourself, including one of my personal favorites, a 3.7 carat true antique oval from the 1950s. At J.R. Dunn, we specialize in sourcing distinctive cuts and character-filled diamonds you simply won't find anywhere else. We've also got all the latest engagement ring styles, flowing curves in yellow gold, sculptural settings, and our own signature compass set solitaire. It's all right here in our Lighthouse Point showroom. And if you don't find the perfect diamond, we'll source it for you right on the spot. So bring in your special someone and try on rings until you find the one that makes her heart flutter. J.R. Dunn, your destination for everything diamond.
Hey, it's Josh Moser from 7 Sports. Did you hear? This season, the biggest games, the biggest rivalries are all on the new ABC Miami Channel 18. We've got Monday Night Football and all of your favorite ABC shows like 911, Abbott Elementary, and Bachelor in Paradise. Plus, Good Morning America and World News Tonight with David Muir make the switch to the new ABC Miami on Channel 18. It all kicks off on August 4th.
Number 1 on your car radio preset and the new and improved iHeartRadio app. WINCA in Miami, WMIB FM HD2 Fort Lauderdale. Free never sounded so good.
There's a spring in my step and a nickel in my pocket.
Rich Davis.
Fred Savage, Ben Savage,
and Macho Man Randy Savage. Your afternoon pick-me-up.
It's not a show, it's a lifestyle.
It's Covino and Rich. Weekdays at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific. On Fox Sports. Number 1 on your car radio preset and the new and improved iHeartRadio app. WINCA in Miami, WMIB FM HD2 Fort Lauderdale. Free never sounded so good.
1-1. He might have hit one out of the ballpark there. Out to right and deep. Second deck. He squared the bunt 2 pitches ago. And Kyle Stowers rips number 16 into the seats. Tied at 1, bottom 2.
Miami Marlins baseball is on deck.
Pitch to Connor Norby. He drills out to right center and deep. Frelick back. Track wall. It is gone. Connor Norby. He's getting right. 1-1 pitch. That one hammered out to left center field and deep. Martian Rojas back. They're looking up, and it's gone. Wag attack, a 2-run homer.
Marlins on deck. Brought to you by ADT, the official smart security partner of the Miami Marlins, and Norwegian Cruise Line. Experience more at sea. Let's head out to the ballpark. Here's your host, Steven Strong.
All right. Nice job, Ahmed. Welcome. We are live from Lone Depot Park on a Sunday afternoon where the Marlins are looking to broom the pinstripes. You're listening to Miami Marlins baseball on the radio, Fox Sports 940 Miami. Game 110 of 162. There's probably one person that can trump what's going on with the Marlins right now, who own a 29-14 record since June 13th. And with a win today, folks, can get back to 500 for the first time in 110 days. April 15th, when Miami was 8-8. And that person, Trader Jack, who was in the house today, the 2003 manager of the Florida Marlins at the time, Jack McKeon. The 94-year-old who looks just superb is going to be inducted into the Marlins Legend Hall of Fame. And today we honor the team that at one point in that season was 10 games under 500 and took down one of the great dynasties in baseball, the New York Yankees. We are pumped to bring you Game 3 series finale between the 60-51 New York Yankees and your 54-55 Miami Marlins. Luis Gil, he's been sidelined by a lat strain. He got it hurt in spring training. He will make his 2025 debut today for the Yankees. Remember, Gil won the American League Rookie of the Year last season. And Edward Cabrera, who will make start number 19 today. By the way, for Cabby, He is knocking on the door of a career high, which is 20 outings in a season. Cabby will look to get off to the right foot as the Marlins look to sweep the Yankees here this afternoon. We get going today at 1:40 right here on the Marlins Radio Network. Hi, everyone. Thanks for making Marlins on Deck a part of your Sunday afternoon with Jack McMullen, Craig Minervini. I'm Steven Strom. We got an awesome show for you ahead. We're going the distance on this Power Pack broadcast, and we thank you for your participation. We'll get to the best sounds from last night's victory. Jack McKeon will join the program in segment 2. We'll get you at the count with Cabby and Heel. Jack will jump in segment 4. We got some headlines to discuss. Expo question of today at Marlins Radio and Steve's guarantee to victory. So I was thinking, today is about Jack McKeon, but I did want to lead with yesterday just because it was a very authoritarian win yesterday. Yuri Perez, 6 shutout against a really good New York Yankees offensive lineup, and Agustin Ramirez, who clubbed 2 home runs. It was his 3rd multi-home run game for the former Yankee prospect. He has 17 long balls. Agustin Ramirez does. He leads all NL rookies. And this series, how about Gus? 4 for 8 with 2 home runs, 4 RBIs, a walk. And Jack McMullen made this comment to me earlier today. The stolen bases. This guy, he's got instincts. Unbelievable on the base path, Agustin Ramirez is. Marlins, again, can move back to 500 for the first time since April 15th. I asked Clayton McCullough, if I were to tell you, after that Rockies series, where you lost to the 9-win Rockies, not once, not 3 times, if I were to tell you that a month and a half later, you'd have a chance to get back to 500, what would you say? Here's what he had to say.
I said there's always a chance. We were going to have to play much better in a lot of areas for that to happen. And I think that, and we have. I mean, we have pitched much better. We've played better defense. Offensively, our group they find ways to stress opponents. The at-bat quality, day in and day out, has been at a much higher level. And understand, you can't afford to give at bats away in the big leagues. You make everyone work as hard as they can to record that out, and then it's the next person's job to go do the same thing. So, very, very proud of how we've continued to trend as the season's gone along, and we all know that there's more ahead, and we have to continue to play at this rate and better, and continue to improve to continue winning games with what we have ahead.
All right, that was Marlins manager Clayton McCullough. Again, Miami can get back to 500 for the first time since April 15th. They were 8-8. They are 54-55 today. And I did want to tell the whole story because the whole story has been, yes, the Marlins have played really good baseball, inspiring baseball on Friday night, getting off the mat multiple times after being punched. And yesterday, Yuri Perez was sensational. The entire arm and the pitching staff for the last month and a half, but particularly this weekend, have been awesome. But if I were to be honest with you guys, which I always try to be, you have to tell the whole story of this series. And the Yankees have had some boneheaded, head-scratching mistakes. Friday night, Jose Caballero whiffed on the Xavier Edwards single in right field that went under his glove and allowed the Marlins to tie the game up, and then the Marlins eventually win that game 13-12. Yesterday, I won't say boneheaded for this, but Trent Grisham was sent in the first inning, was thrown out by a mile. Head-scratching was yesterday. Jazz Chisholm Jr., who was doubled up at first, I guess he was thinking that Xavier Edwards was potentially going to drop the ball to get Paul Goldschmidt on the bases. He claims that Edwards was thinking that. Jazz went a quarter of the way to second base, and Xavier Edwards doubled him up at first to end the second inning. Very rarely do I play the opposition sound. Very rarely do I play the opposition sound back-to-back days, but it's been a plot with the following, and has been the mistakes for the New York Yankees. So here was Yankees manager Aaron Boone on the mistakes post-game piling up.
You're going to make some mistakes on the bases. I would argue with you that we're not making, in compared to the league, a number of outs advancing or outs on the base. I don't think that's true. Well, I'll dig into it some more. I looked into it a few weeks ago. But when you are the New York Yankees and you're losing and you make a mistake, look what just happened. I can show you around the league it happening all the time. Doesn't make it okay. We want to be as clean and as perfect as we can be, without question. Don't get it twisted. Don't think, oh, yeah, it's fine. Like, really good teams that are buttoned up make a mistake trying to advance or run into an out or, kick a ball. We have to be better. Don't get it twisted, okay? But when the last month, we had a game in Toronto where we kicked it, right? That was a game, okay? And that then in line becomes a story. But we got to be better, period. We have really good players. I think we have a really good team. We haven't realized our potential yet. We got to get there. We got a couple months to do it, and we better hurry.
All right, a fiery Aaron Boone. I can't help myself but to smile. It's New York. It's just New York. And the Yankees have been swept twice this season, looking to avoid being swept for a third time in 2025. They get a special piece back, Luis Gil, who won the Rookie of the Year last year. For the New York Yankees, he will start and make his 2025 debut going opposite Edward Cabrera. But today, we are honoring Jack McKeon. He will join us next. 2003 conductor of the Florida Marlins at the time World Series victory over the New York Yankees. We're back in 2 minutes with Jack McKeon on the Marlins Radio Network.
In the sixth inning. There's a shot to right center field and deep. That'll hit the wall on a bounce or two. Going to second is Marcy. That's his first major league hit. Jacob Marcy, a double in the seventh inning.
1-0 pitch. That one a ground ball through the right side. That's a base hit. They're going to send Sanoja. That got under Caballero's glove. Marcy around third. He comes in to tie the game. And X, the possible winning run, is at third base.
Wildest games of the year for the Miami Marlins. First and third, Edwards is going line drive. That is a base hit. Marlins take the lead. Edwards around second, go to third. Ramirez with an RBI single. 10-9 Miami.
This is absolutely insane, man. 111 off the bat. Augustino Ramirez stings it into left. In one-hop Dominguez. David Bednar hates this place. 2-1. Ramirez with a little dribbler right in front of the plate. Catcher Wells picks it up. X comes in and scores from third. In the craziest game of the year, it's a swinging bunt from the former Yankee prospect, Agustin Ramirez, to walk it off. Speed Demon X comes in from third. This game is over, and this team is electric.
And spas. We are the original, the one, the only, the Palm Beaches. Plan your trip at thepalmbeaches.com.
Well, we have an awesome guest today. It is Jack McKeon Day at the ballpark. Steven Schramm, welcome back here to Marlins on Deck. And Jack, first of all, congratulations. What are some of the emotions for you, not only to be inducted into the Marlins Legend Hall of Fame, but also the two others that have been inducted, Jim Leyland and Jeff Conine?
Well, I'm excited, really. This is, you dream. It never dreamed that I would be put into the Marlins Hall. The Marlins Hall of Fame, until I was put into the San Diego Padres Hall of Fame a couple of years back, and it's kind of a great feeling to think that the organizations appreciated what you've done for them and think highly of it.
Can I call you Trader Jack?
Absolutely. Everybody else in the world does.
All right, Trader Jack. When you won the World Series, we were both 5 years old, okay? We're 27 years old. What should fans know about that 2003 World Series champion team?
Well, I'll probably say it in my speech today, but I'll tell you, when I came down here in 2003 and inherited this tremendous group of players, they were the most dedicated players, the players that had great desire to win. But the biggest thing, and had great work habits, but the biggest thing to me was that they were the most unselfish team that I ever had managed in the major leagues. They did all the little things. They cared about each other. They were a fun group to be around. And, the way they, I'll be honest with you, after we got rolling, all I had to do was make it line up and go hide somewhere. Let them play. Let them alone. Let them play. They loved it. They had a great time. But I'm so proud of those guys because they played with the intention of playing for the name on the front of the shirt, not the name on the back of their shirts.
That team was 10 games under 500 at a point. Do you see any similarities to that team and this team that's looking to get to 500 today?
I certainly do, and I said that 2 days ago to somebody here that this team, the way they're playing now, kind of reminded me of how we got things rolling and just whisked our way right through the playoffs and into the World Series because the glue was there, and winning is fun, and fun is winning. And once you get in that habit of coming to the ballpark and knowing you're going to win, those things can steamroll right quick. And I would not be surprised to see this club make the playoffs.
The manager behind the 2003 World Series champion Florida Marlins at the time, Jack McKeon, with us now. How many bobblehead days have you had?
This is probably my third one here. But, I've had one at Wilson, North Carolina, Greensboro, Omaha. I'd say 5 or 6.
Who's with you today as far as family and friends?
I got my wife and my 4 children and their husbands and some friends I have that came all the way in from San Diego and Las Vegas to be here.
You got some relationship advice for 2 guys in baseball, how to keep your wife happy?
Well, the big thing is me. We've been married now 72 years. And the big thing is you stay away half the time, so that helps.
Thanks for the time, Jack.
How perfect is that right there? Jack McKeon, thank you very much for joining Marlins on Deck, and he is currently being inducted into the Marlins Legend Hall of Fame. It has been, I mentioned this a couple of weeks ago, the Marlins front office, whoever has been behind honoring these teams, honoring these icons to this franchise, kudos to you, because this is imperative to continuing to grow the fan base, but also honoring what these people did leading up to 2025. Jack McKeon, Jim Leland, Jeff Conine, Luis Castillo, and Castillo will be the last one to be inducted, but just so vitally important to make sure that these guys are honored. Congratulations, Jack McKeon. We'll break here. We'll get you out of the count. Luis Gil makes his season debut for the Yankees. He'll go opposite Edward Cabrera, 141st pitch. Marlins looking to broom the New York Yankees on the Marlins Radio Network.
Oh, no. Stomach issues.
In the 6th inning. There's a shot to right center field and deep. That'll hit the wall on a bouncer, too. Going to second is Marcy. That's his first major league hit. Jacob Marcy, a double in the 7th inning.
1-0 pitch. That one a ground ball through the right side. That's a base hit. They're going to send Sanoja. That got under Caballero's glove. Marcy around third. He comes in to tie the game. And X, the possible winning run, is at third base.
Wildest games of the year for the Miami Marlins. First and third, Edwards is going line drive. That is a base hit. Marlins take the lead. Edwards around second, go to third. Ramirez with an RBI single. 10-9 Miami.
This is absolutely insane, man. 111 off the bat. Augustino Ramirez stings it into left. In one-hop Dominguez. David Bednar hates this place. 2-1. Ramirez with a little dribbler right in front of the plate. Catcher Wells picks it up. X comes in and scores from third. In the craziest game of the year, it's a swinging bunt from the former Yankee prospect, Agustin Ramirez, to walk it off. Speed Demon X comes in from third. This game is over, and this team is electric.
Save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate. Savings vary. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Hey, this is Eric Wagman, and you're listening to Marlins on Deck with Steven Strom on the Marlins Radio Network.
All right, the fish are on fire. The Marlins have a chance to sweep the Yankees for the first time in their franchise history this afternoon. How cool it would be to do it in front of Jack McKeon, the manager of the 2003 World Series Florida Marlins at the time, being inducted into the Marlins Legend Hall of Fame as we speak. Let's get you ahead of the count. Steven Strom, Jack McMullen, and Craig Minervini. Those two have your call at 1:40. Jack will join me in the next segment. Luis Gil, 27-year-old right-hander, will make his 2025 debut after being sidelined by a high-grade lat strain in spring training. He had a fabulous 2024, went 15-7, a 3.5 ERA, 171 punch-outs to 77 walks, 151 and 2/3 innings pitched. He won the AL Rookie of the Year, the 10th Yankee to ever do so, the 4th pitcher to ever do so in Yankees franchise history. He shined in his last rehab assignment. He punched out 7 over 4 1/3, allowed 3 hits on 1 run. However, couple of notes on his rehab assignments. Gil has allowed a home run in each of his 4 rehab outings. He sat at 94, 96 miles per hour, posted 24 punchies to 7 free passes over 14 innings pitched. This arsenal for Gil will feature a 4-seamer, a slider, and a changeup. The 4-seamer was nasty. Opponents hit 205 against it, 28.5% whip percentage, 88 of his 171 Ks on that 4-seamer. The slider is another good pitch for Gil. Hitters hit just 171. This guy is legit. Now, what does it look like coming back from the IL? We shall see. We shall also see what the pitch count looks like from Aaron Boone. The Yankees are in desperation mode right now. They feel like Luis Gil is their trade deadline acquisition in a way because, again, he has been sidelined for the majority or the entire regular season for the Pinstripes. He will go opposite Edward Cabrera, who got his wish, remember, in his final, what we may have thought, start in a Marlins uniform in his post-game availability. He shouted he loves Miami. He wants to stay. Well, you got your wish, Edward Cabrera, because he is here for the rest of the 2025 season. Cabby's 4-5 with a 3.35 ERA over 18 starts, 94 frames combined. He did take the loss on Monday, allowing 2 runs, one of them earned on 4 hits, 3 walks over 6 innings of work, 4 punch-outs against the St. Louis Cardinals. But again, he did deliver a quality start. Month of July for Cabby, a 2.43 ERA over 29 2/3 innings pitched. This will be his first career start against the Yankees. Luis Gil, Edward Cabrera. We could have a doozy on the mound today. We'll break. We'll get Jack McMullen on to talk about Trader Jack, plus the keys to victory for the Marlins. Potentially first ever sweep over the Yankees in their franchise's history. And a chance to get back to 500. Back in 2 minutes on the Marlins Radio Network.
Men gone, and the 3-1 pitch. Augustine cranks out to left and deep. He didn't miss a stitch of it. Solo blast for Augustine, number 16 on the year. He got 98 over the heart of the plate and 112 on the way out.
All right, here's the 1-2. I got a question for you guys. That's ripped left center field and deep. Grisham going back. It's going. It's gone. Goodbye. Agustin Ramirez has hit his second home run of the game in as many at-bats against his former organization, the Yankees. 2 solo shots. Have the Marlins up 2-0.
Why do these wins feel a little bit different against this team in front of this crowd?
I think it's just the atmosphere, for sure. Fans are making it feel like they're really special games, and I mean, we're playing good teams. These are the wins you need to get if you want to be one of those really good teams, and we feel like we are.
We saw 25 runs total yesterday between these two teams. You caught a shutout tonight. What separates Yuri from the rest?
I mean, I think he's just scratching the surface of what he could do. I think if you ask him, he didn't have his best stuff tonight, and that's just like a testament to how good his stuff is. I mean, he's going to compete like no other, and he's going to battle with what he's got, and I mean, he's got some crazy gifts.
What happened with the pitch comm? I saw you guys going back and forth.
Yeah, I don't know. He couldn't hear it. It wasn't working. It was only working every few pitches, so we had to figure that out. We were going to have to go old school if we couldn't figure it out.
How do you assess where this team is at right now?
I think we're just taking it day by day. I think everyone in that clubhouse knows how good we can.
De la promo aplican tarifas regulares. Ahorros comparados a Verizon 5G Internet más una línea Unlimited Welcome y AT&T Internet 300 más una línea Unlimited Started SL. Requiere Xfinity Internet. Velocidades reales varían. Velocidades se reducen después del uso de 30 gigabits por línea. Los límites de datos y los ahorros reales varían.
Here comes the 1-1 pitch to Posada. A swing and a little ground ball first base side. Beckett up with it, tags Posada. It's all over. That's the victory for the Marlins, and it's a world championship for the Florida Marlins.
That was Dave Van Horn back in 2003. Marlins lift the World Series trophy over the New York Yankees in New York. Josh Beckett with a tag and a Marlins championship. The second one in franchise history. Steven Strom, Jack McMullen, and Craig Minervini. Jack joins me now to talk about Trader Jack McKeon, who has officially been inducted into the Marlins Legend Hall of Fame. 94 years old, Jack McMullen. We got a chance to chat with him. We got a chance to meet him. What does Jack represent for this franchise?
I think he represents the fight in the Florida Marlins, and I also think he represents the time where everybody knew that the Florida Marlins were here to stay. You know, the first season was 93. They win the World Series in 97, and then all of a sudden they fall off a little bit. And you're thinking, okay, was it one and done? Was it a fever dream for the Florida Marlins? The fact that they bounced back less than a decade later and won their second, and they did it with a first-year manager in Jack McKeon. I thought that was really cool. And, you know, McKeon, he was the oldest manager to win the World Series in the history of Major League Baseball until Dusty Baker did it with Houston at 73 years old. But the fact that he did it in 2003 at 72 years old, and he's here, sharp as a tack, delivering a 10-minute speech, getting inducted into the Marlins Legend Hall of Fame in 2025 at 94 years old. That's the coolest thing about this. We had that quick conversation with Jack McKeon. He looks great. He's as sharp as a tack. It was amazing to get the opportunity to meet the guy who has the patented cigar in mouth. It's one of the lasting images in the history of this franchise and in 2000s baseball.
And we got a chance to have him on Marlins on Deck, and I had asked him, that team in 03 was 10 games under 500.
Yeah.
This team was 18 games under 500 at a point in the season. A chance here, Jack, to get back to 500 and to do it with an exclamation point against this New York Yankees team. This has been one heck of a weekend.
Yeah.
What has stood out to you over these last two games against the Yanks?
Well, we got to start assigning roles. So Pudge Rodriguez was a 4.5 win catcher for the Marlins in 2003. We got to assign a Pudge Rodriguez, Luis Castillo, a Juan Pierre, a Derek Lee, a Mike Lowell. And then on the hill, like, we got to assign a D-Train and a Beckett. And we've got some
those
guys.
are some names, dude.
Those are big-time names, right? Brad Penny was there as well, 32 starts. He threw 196 innings. This was a fun, loaded roster in 03 looking back at it. But this weekend has been the weekend of the year in terms of the Miami Marlins 2025 season.
Yep.
And listen, we've had plenty of weekends that could be weekends of the year for 29 other organizations. Just amazing to watch what this place has been like over the last 2 days and what it is like today. I mean, this place is already nearly half full, and we still have about 15 minutes until first pitch. But Friday, that environment was unbelievable. And then 34,000 of you joined us again yesterday for a shutout victory for the Fish. So for me, this is the weekend of the year. And I understand opening weekend was awesome. I understand that out of the All-Star break, the walk-off homer from Kyle Stowers was great against Kansas City.
This feels different.
This takes the cake. This feels different.
This feels absolutely different, Jack. We've talked about it. I've talked about it with you. When you first started here, I said, man, they're going to get this place packed. And when they do, it is deafening in here. To get the fan base to this game, to this series this weekend, to have the results that we've had and how they've done it. They did it in a thriller on Friday night, 13-12, and then they did it in dominant fashion from Yuri Perez's 6 shutout.
Yeah.
Now, today is going to be an interesting matchup on the mound. We've got Edward Cabrera, who's here to stay. Very excited that Cabby will be with us for the rest of the 2025 season. He'll go opposite an intriguing arm, Jack McMullen, Luis Gil. This guy was electric last year for the New York Yankees.
It's weird. Blake Snell is probably the best comp for Luis Gil. And what I mean by that, what does Gil do that guys don't? I looked at minimum 150 innings. He was third last year in batting average against. Opponents hit 188 against him. The only two guys that were better, Hunter Greene in Cincinnati and Renell Blanco is unfortunately out for the year in Houston. But that was the gold standard. Luis Gil was also top 10 in strikeouts per 9 last year. What did he lead baseball in? Walks per 9. 4.6 walks per 9, yet he was the American League Rookie of the Year. How do you do that? Damage control and limiting base hits. Blake Snell has won 2 Cy Youngs by being, for me, the most frustrating pitcher to watch in baseball. I firmly dislike watching Luis Gil pitch, but it's really effective.
It really is. In that four-seamer, opponents hit just 205 against it, 88 Ks. The slider was really lethal for him too, but I'm with you, Jack. I think the big key today for the Marlins, and we've seen the at-bat quality, the Jacob Marcys, who have come onto the scene and draw several walks. We've seen 1 to 9, the lineup been able to get to first base without getting a hit. That's going to be key, I think, today against Luis Gil. Yeah. We'll break here. We'll get our Expo question today at Marlins Radio, Steve's Guarantee. And I think we got a McMullen Man of the Hour if you are down for that. Did you mention something this morning?
I can have one ready.
You can have one ready. He'll have someone ready. We will break here. He'll get set, and then we'll play baseball 140 series finale. Marlins looking to sweep the Yanks on the Marlins Radio Network.
And gone, and the 3-1 pitch.
Augustine cranks out to left and deep. He didn't miss a stitch of it. Solo blast for Augustine, number 16 on the year. He got 98 over the heart of the plate and 112 on the way out.
All right, here's the 1-2. I got a question for you guys. That's ripped left center field and deep. Grisham going back. It's going. It's gone. Goodbye. Agustin Ramirez has hit his second home run of the game in as many at-bats against his former organization, the Yankees. 2 solo shots. Have the Marlins up 2-0.
Why do these wins feel a little bit different against this team in front of this crowd?
I think it's just the atmosphere, for sure. Fans are making it feel like they're really special games, and I mean, we're playing good teams. These are the wins you need to get if you want to be one of those really good teams, and we feel like we are.
We saw 25 runs total yesterday between these two teams. You caught a shutout tonight. What separates Yuri from the rest?
I mean, I think he's just scratching the surface of what he could do. I think if you ask him, he didn't have his best stuff tonight, and that's just like a testament to how good his stuff is. I mean, he's going to compete like no other, and he's going to battle with what he's got, and I mean, he's got some crazy gifts.
What happened with the pitch comm? I saw you guys going back and forth.
Yeah, I don't know. He couldn't hear it. It wasn't working. It was only working every few pitches, so we had to figure that out. We were going to have to go old school if we couldn't figure it out.
How do you assess where this team is at right now?
I think we're just taking it day by day. I think everyone in that clubhouse knows how good we can be, and I don't think we're putting too much pressure on ourselves. I think we're literally taking it day by day, just preparing for that day and doing whatever we can.
Great win tonight, Hixie. Thanks for the time.
Thank you.
All right, we are back here at Lone Depot Park, looking like another sellout here in Miami. Marlins looking to sweep the Yanks for the first time in franchise history. Edward Cabrera will go opposite Luis Gil, Steven Strom, Jack McMullen, Craig Minervini. It's great to have you aboard here on this Sunday afternoon. Congratulations, Trader Jack, the pioneer, the leader, the conductor of that 2003 World Series champion Florida Marlins. Let's get to our Expo question today at Marlins Radio. At what age did Jack McKeon start managing professionally? That means in the minor leagues. What age? Make sure to vote at Marlins Radio. It is time for Steve's Guarantee.
Batter up. Let's play some ball. First pitch is moments away. Time now for Steve's Guarantees.
We'll get McMullen's Man of the Hour in a couple seconds here, but he had mentioned it, Jack. Luis Gil, 4.6 walks per 9. That's an issue for him. That's going to be an issue for him today. So I'm not going to give you a set amount of walks. I'm going to give you the Marlins to score in the first inning. We heard Aaron Boone in the opening segment. He's frustrated. There has to be an urgency. What can create some urgency? Maybe some pushing, maybe some pressing a little bit. That was the word I was looking for. I think Miami comes out here and plates a run in this first inning to establish what they're looking to do today, which is sweep the New York Yankees. McMullen's Man of the Hour.
Jacob Marcy. I've got Gil not finding the strike zone today. This is tough. Capacity crowd. Roof is closed. The sound stays in. This is going to be a really tough environment for him to pitch in. Jacob Marcy has drawn 4 walks in his first 2 Major League Baseball games. This guy walks. He did it better than anybody else in the International League. At time of call-up, I've got Jacob Marcy to record another walk today.
Very good, my man. Folks, I hope he got the itch for first pitch, because when we come back, that guy right there, Jack McMullen, paints the picture. Craig Minervini, he just stumbled his way in. He's ready to rock. Starting lineups in first pitch is right around the corner. Thanks for tuning in to the Marlins On Deck pregame show. I'm Steven Strom. Let's flip the M together, Miami. Marlins baseball. It's next on the Marlins Radio Network.